It's 5 days to Shark Week, like I had to tell you that. And time for the Daily Bite. On today's ep, that's short for episode, we see more of how Shark Week has changed the world. Watch some more kinky shark sex stuff and learn a fancy word. I call that a full day in anyone's calendar. Now here's Shark Boy himself, Jordan Carlos.
Welcome to the Daily Bite, a show where we talk about sharks, people who love sharks, the funny things sharks do, and of course, me. I'm your host and new favorite star, Jordan Carlos. Now let's jump right in. Let's get sharky.
Sharks have been around for 400 million years. They deserve our respect. They kill less than 10 humans a year worldwide, and yet we kill up to 100 million of these animals.
If people were killed at the same rate, every single man, woman, and child in the United States would be gone in 3 years and 3 months.
Shark Week has given people front row access to the world of sharks, which has led to a greater understanding of the importance of shark conservation.
They are responsible for picking out the diseased, the old, the slow, the members of their prey that probably wouldn't survive anyway, and that is survival of the fittest.
The sharks that are caught on the tuna line, they're bycatch, or they're what we call cryptic mortality. The fishermen will cut those fins off, throw the body back, and they put those up in the rig and dry them, and they don't take any room in the freezer for anything but bluefin tuna. So that's really what's happening.
As people become more aware of these animals, so they take more action to conserve them. So the longer Shark Week carries on, and the more people that become ambassadors for sharks, the better it is for both sharks and people who enjoy seeing these animals in action.
Something I know all about is sex. Actually, it's just sex ed. But I need to brush up on my shark sex ed. Won't you join me? We could do this. Hand and dorsal. I'm ready. I'm quivering with excitement.
This is Shark Sex 101. Today's lesson is about mating. All right, the dance is done, the fight is won, and now it's time to swim out of the friend zone and dive into the bone zone. Actually, since we're talking about sharks, there's no such thing as the friend zone. In fact, there's nothing friendly about shark sex whatsoever. It starts with the male biting onto the female, both to hold on to her, but also to maneuver her into position. You can think of this kind of like a shark hickey, except it's a little bit more kinky, and oftentimes these things tend to get a little bloody. But it's nothing the female can't recover from. Female sharks possess the power to heal like Wolverine, allowing them to quickly recover from damn near anything, including a few bites from an overly aggressive male. Now that the toothy formalities are out of the way, the sex part starts, typically in one of 3 positions. The female on the top, the side-by-side, or the female on the bottom, which, if you ask me, is easily the most boring position of the 3. Let's not forget, underwater sex is slippery sex. So the male has developed 2 ways to hold on during the duration of the deed. A combination of using his teeth and the spurs located on each one of his claspers. In other words, this dude has hooks on his Yes, I said hooks, and yes, I said plural. Well, they're not exactly like a penis. You see, each male shark is equipped with 2 claspers, both equally capable of inseminating the female, essentially doubling the chance of breeding success. Damn, Mother Nature has thought of everything. Behind each clasper is a bladder that the male will fill up with seawater, then use like a hydraulic pump to push the semen as far up the female's cloaca as possible. And that's cloaca, C-L-O-A-C-A. And in case you're wondering, yes, that is a term for a shark's vagina. Oftentimes, females will have sex with several males in a single session. Can a girl get a break to catch a snack or something? Holy All in all, shark sex is a very difficult process, often ending with wounds, bruised egos, and the guarantee that the other person will not be calling or texting anytime soon, which, let's be honest, is usually the best way to end things.
And now it's time for one of my favorite segments in the whole show, Shark Vocabulary. Today, we're breaking down some words you probably never heard of because it's called learning.
Epaulet?
Epaulet. Species of carpet shark with broad, paddle-shaped fins and spots reminiscent of military decorations.
The epaulet shark doesn't just look like a member of the military, it also marches like one, often pushing itself along on its fins instead of swimming.
That is our show. Everyone, hey, can I tell you a secret real quick? One time in college, I measured out how big a megalodon would be if it were in my apartment. I realized two things. Megalodons are big, roommates hate megalodons, and I hated my roommates. That's three things, but who cares? Good night, folks. This show is Megalodon.